Shalom, this is Truth is Everlasting, Lion's Den. I am Yahweh Sop. I camp out with Lion Den, Hawan Ben Yeshua in Jacksonville, Florida. But first I have to give a prayer to the Father, to the Son, to the elders, to the Akims, and to the wombs of children around the world in Paleo-Hebrew language. Kal, Halayim Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Ha-Rokah Kodash Mahamath, in the name of Yahweh Shai, in spirit and holy and in truth. Double honors to the 144,000 chosen elect. Double honors to the apostles of GMS, Slakia. Double honors to the apostles of Lion Den's camp. Salutation to the Yakims who are on the four corners of the earth, and to the wombs and children. Shalom. Okay, this was 8 hours ago, and it's interesting how they keep talking bad about Venezuela, right? The Edomites, but they don't really talk about what's making the Edomites in America become all of a sudden so aggressive. I mean, the whole world knows it has to do with oil, but what else is going on besides that, right? That's pushing so desperate the Edomites of America become so aggressive and so desperate. Well, I'm just going to do part 1 tonight, and hopefully with Yahweh Shai's help, I can do part 2 tomorrow, okay? It says here how Venezuela military stacks up against U.S. troops in the Caribbean. Not too good for the Caribbean people either, right? Because got to understand that when America goes out, to do any type of rape, robbing, plundering, there are other things they do behind the scene, okay? But what I wanted to share also with the people of Venezuela, this lesson really goes out to the people of Venezuela who have eyes to see, ears to hear, and a heart of understanding. Now, the president, I believe his name is Maduro, he has a right to defend himself, right? But I believe he said he's a Christian man, wrong direction, right? You're from the tribe of Asha, okay? Some other word, I think they call it Ashu. But you want to look into that, okay? So this lesson goes out to the Venezuelan people who are called to do the work of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. The title of this lesson, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, right? So you got to be careful with the Edomites, how they accuse people around the world. But here we go anyway.
Looking more and more like a staging ground, with the USS Gerald Ford American warship and thousands of American troops circling Venezuela's coast. Washington calls it a narcotics mission, but the scale hints at something far bigger and more deadlier. We break down exactly how Venezuela stacks up against U.S. military power. Comparison so uneven, it reads like two completely different worlds. On paper, Caracas certainly has the numbers, but in reality, years of economic collapse have drained its strength. Our next report has all the details.
Tensions between the US and Venezuela are rising, and the waters around Venezuela are beginning to look like a chessboard, one where almost every major piece belongs to the United States. For months, the US military has been striking similar-looking vessels in the Caribbean Sea and the Pacific Ocean. Washington calls it Operation Southern Spear. President Trump's mission sounds simple: crush narcotics trafficking. But the build-up suggests something far more dangerous. The arrival of the USS Gerald R. Ford, the largest aircraft carrier ever built, near Latin America, has electrified the region. And President Donald Trump has already been briefed on military options. Right now, there are nearly 15,000 American troops in the region, Marines on ships, thousands more at bases in Puerto Rico, 6 surface warships, 3 amphibious ships, 1 submarine, and that massive aircraft carrier, the crown jewel of American naval power.
Okay, I'll stop it right there because they're going to keep talking about America's power and military. But you can see how serious things are getting and how desperate America is, right? I want to go to Psalm chapter 55, verse 21. The word of his mouth was smoother than butter, but war was in his heart, in his mind. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords, right? So as you can see, they keep showing these boats, and I mean, it's amazing how they can just say, well, you know, it's carrying drugs, let's blow it up, right? Now, how many boats they did blow up? I don't know. I think I heard was maybe 10 to 80 of them, right? So I thought that you had to, you know, go through procedure, to laws, you know, due process. But no, they can cut corners, right? All they got to do is just say, yeah, just blow the boats up. These are big, giant military ships, right, with planes and missiles, high tech. And a dinky boat? That's crazy, right? I want to go to Psalm 28. Give me a minute. Verse 3. Draw me not away with the wicked and with the workers of iniquity, which speak peace to their neighbor, right? But mischief in their hearts. Now, who else besides Edomites? Because, you know, the whole world knows how wicked the Edomites are. But Venezuela, you have to be careful also with China and Russia. Okay? You got to remember that China has the ID digital credit score thing. Okay? So, repenting to your true God, Yahweh Shin Yahweh Shai, not to that Jesus, can't trust the Catholic Church in Venezuela. Okay? Or the Christian Church. Right? Or the synagogues of the Jews that you have over there. These are the facts. This is the truth. Psalm 57. Plus the banksters, right? So that's how we need Yahweh Shai. Second verse 4. Because they're all around us. My soul is among lions, and I lie even among them that are set on fire, even the sons of men, whose teeth are spears and arrows, and their tongue a sharp sword. You know, the Edomites are all over the world. A lot of them even live in Venezuela. You got to take that into account and be very careful. That's a come repenting to Yahweh Shin Yahweh Shai is the best solution and the best remedy. Now, again, I got to say it. Scripturally speaking, the president of Venezuela has the right to defend himself, okay? Give me a minute. Verse 5, be thou exalted, O Yahweh, above the heavens. Let thy glory be above all the earth. Verse 6, they have prepared a net for my steps. My soul is bowed down. They have digged a pit before me, into the midst whereof they are falling themselves. Yeah. Something is stirring up America, the government, right? The Edomites in power, that things are not going the way they want. Okay? The pit that they have dug around the world is falling upon themselves. Verse 7, my heart, my mind is fixed. O Yahweh, my heart, my mind is fixed. I will sing and give praise. And how do we give praise? When we go in the highways and byways, right? And read the judgment to the whole world and to this wicked kingdom called Babylonian, right? And plus the lessons that we do day and night, wherever we are. I want to go to Psalm 64, verse 1. Hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Number 2, verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Yeah. All of us, the so-called Negros, Latinos, and speckled birds around the world, we are all in danger because this is not our kingdom, okay? This is our hell. We are behind enemy's line. Verse 7. But Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. Yep. Something is happening with America that they're getting aggressive all of a sudden with Venezuela. We got to see what it is. We got to look into that. Song 55. Give me a minute. 55. Verse 22, 23. Verse. Cast thy burden upon Yahweh Shai, and he shall what? Sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. So I hope and pray that there are some Venezuelans out there in Venezuela who have repented in the name of Yahweh Shai and start doing YouTubes. Okay? That would help you a lot. Verse 23, but thou, O Yahweh, shall bring them down into the pit of destruction. Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days, but I will trust in thee, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And I will leave it with Psalm 37. Give me a minute. Start with verse 5. Commit thy ways unto Yahweh Shai. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. Verse 6. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as noonday. Verse 7. Rest in Yahweh Shai, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prosper in his ways, because of the men who brings wicked devices to pass. Slakia. Verse 8. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. Verse 9. For evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon Yahweh Shai, they shall inherit the earth. The scripture, the Bible, it only belongs to 12 tribes, the so-called Negros, Latinos, and speckled birds. It gives you the solution, the remedy, right? And the hope and faith that if you do the work in the name of Yahweh Shai, he will come and deliver all of us from this wicked kingdom. Again, I'll be doing part 2. I don't know if tonight or tomorrow, but I hope that this was edifying. And with that, I'll say Shalom.